Hey, hey, hey. We're hanging out here in the book corner today because I'm trying something a little different. This month, I gave myself a reading goal this past June to try to read 3 books in the month because I want to read more and I like reading, but I'm trying to put a measurable, achievable goal on it. And so I was like, let me read 3 books a month, one novella, one fiction and one nonfiction. And I did Under the Wire finish right June 30th. And so I'm going to tell you a little bit about the books I read, and we'll see where I go next month. So the novella that I started off with was Chess Story. And I'm in this novella book club. Some of the stuff we read is fun and good. Some stuff is not so much my thing. But I liked this one. This was quite an interesting novella, and you can really get into interesting things with the novella format because you don't have to maintain to a traditional story structure just because it is shorter. You can get a little more experimental with the structure, and you get this kind of bottle episode of these people on a boat on a transatlantic or something boat trip, and there are some different people on the boat who are really into chess. One who's like a grandmaster, and one who's like played chess like in solitary confinement. And you really get to see, those are two of the main characters, and you get to see just different people's interactions with chess as a game, and these two individuals, and it just is it's a unique story. It's just like the type of story someone would tell you, and you'd be like, that's just so interesting and fascinating. And I think it gets into some interesting elements of human reality and how we experience the game and incorporate it into our lives, and what it says about different types of people. So that's Chess Story. Those are my waxing poetic thoughts on it. So I liked it. I thought that was quite a good novella. It maybe hasn't stuck with me as much as I maybe thought I would whenever I first read it, but would recommend. The second book that I read, the nonfiction, this one took me a minute to get through, this Decade of Disruption, because I had been thinking a lot about the 2000s, because I feel like right now is such an interesting time to come of age, to be like in your mid-20s. And I was like, I really want to read a book about what it was like to come of age as a mid-adult person, newer adult person in the 2000s. And I just wanted to know what that was like. And so I wanted to read this book about it. It's very straightforward, a lot of facts and numbers, and going through the different things of the 2000s, the 9/11, the recession, the war, the Bush era, a lot of stuff there. And I think it was quite informative. But I do feel like sometimes I just kind of got bogged down in all the practical knowledge and facts of the era. I felt like I didn't get quite so much the vibe of what the 2000s were like exactly in the way that I was thinking of, just like, what was it like to be coming a person in the 2000s. So I feel like I got a lot of the physical realities, but not so much like the philosophical entities or natures of the 2000s, the vibe of the 2000s, which is this month I'm reading. I got this other book, Y2K. What's it called? Essays on the Future That Never Was, How the 2000s Became Everything. And so I feel like I've just started reading that, and I feel like it is going to give me more of a vibe. So to be determined on that. I feel like I'm getting more of the feel of what the Y2K was like. And then I was real under the wire for the third book that I read, my fiction book, and I just grabbed this Anthony Horowitz book, Forever and a Day. It's kind of like this James Bond novel where he took some material by Ian Fleming and then like wrote around it. And I was like, I just need something I can read fast. And I read some Anthony Horowitz stuff whenever I was growing up, like in high school and stuff, and I enjoyed it. And this was just, I don't know what the other Bond books are like. I have put them on hold at the library because I want to see it. I just did not like it. I thought it was so corny, and it was like trying to be like this international caper and heist and mystery, mystery, and they're like breaking into places and trying to solve this, what's going on in this small village area. I don't know if it's supposed to be a village, but it's like this area of like, there's a lot of this whole industry of like heroin, and then it all of a sudden disappears, and they're like, something's going on, something's up. And it just, I felt like the characterization was so stupid. I felt like I don't know if this is true in the other Bond books or movies, but he's just like is so focused on just like womanizing and stuff like that, which I know to some degree is the nature of what Bond is, but it just was like it just felt corny reading it in the thing, and just like every time he meets a woman, he's like assessing like whether he'd like to sleep with her or whatever, which gets old pretty quickly. I don't know, it's just like he's such a bad like detective. He gets caught all the time. He's constantly, making mistakes, and maybe it's supposed to be like, oh, this is his first case. He's green at the job. It's like, bro, he should not have been here. He got so lucky with so many of these things, and then at the end they just like kill off his love interest. Spoiler, but don't read the book. And I just thought it was stupid. I thought it was bad, and the writing wasn't very good, and I was just over it by the time I was getting done. So it helped me complete this challenge, but it was not good. So I want to read some classic Bond, see if it's anything different, see if the writing's better. But it was just a mess. So those are the 3 books I read in this little media goal of trying to read 3 books, and we're into it with July, and we'll see where that goes. Maybe I'll read The Odyssey. Maybe I'll read a Bond book from my fiction book, and nonfiction. I'm going to be reading this Y2K book, and then the novella in my book club is already picked out, so I'll read that at some point. Yeah. All right. Just wanted to pop on the little book corner and talk a little bit about that just to keep it noted. All right. Talk to you after a while. Bye.